Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hope you all are doing well. So, we were going with the lesson globes and maps, isn't it? So far, what we learned from this, the earth shape, what was the earth shape, previously what the people used to think, then later on the explorer, the Portuguese explorer, he proved that earth is not in a flat surface, it is in a round shape, isn't it? Then moving on, what is a globe, how the globe helps, and then from where the name it came, from the Latin name globus, isn't it? Then moving on, what is a map we learned. For the person who studies map is called, who draws the map is called as a cartographer. Then cartography is the study of maps. Study of maps is called cartography. So, like if you study on birds, the study of birds is called ornithology. Okay, study of maps is called the cartography, and the person who draws the maps is called a cartographer. And we went across the types of maps, the physical, political, and thematic, isn't it? What else? And the elements of map could be, how would you read a map? Okay, we first and foremost we learned about the directions. What directions? Directions are cardinal directions, the main directions. Cardinal directions, that is the north, south, east and west. And the intermediate directions which lie in between the cardinal, the main directions, those are the, what are those? Those are the northeast, the southeast, southwest, and northwest. Okay, these are the intermediate directions which lie between the cardinal directions. And the other element of reading the map is how you would read the scale. Scale, which is very much important. Every map has the scale. And how is scale defined? Scale is defined as a small ruler like symbol, isn't it? Every map is having its scale on it. So it is a small ruler like symbol on a map which shows the relationship between, between the distance on map, on the map, and the corresponding distance on the ground, and the corresponding distance on the ground. So on a map, 1 meter equals to 1 kilometer, isn't it? Yesterday we went through it. 1 centimeter on the map is equal to 1 kilometer. Why is it so? Because suppose the distance between, example we have seen, Delhi and Mumbai is 1409 kilometers. It cannot be shown on such a huge space cannot be shown on the map. So it is compressed, it is shown in a smaller unit. Okay, it is so it is denoted as such. 1 centimeter on a map is equal to 1 kilometer on ground. 1 centimeter on map is equal to 1 kilometer on the ground. Fine. Again, so maps always are drawn to show the scale. Okay. Then moving on, what we came across, the signs and symbols. Signs and symbols. At that point we stopped. I suppose the time was up. So signs and symbols, they are shown on map. Okay. See the railway track, for an example. Railway track, how is it shown on a map? In this way. So railway track is shown. River, how about river symbol? Just slightly curved. It's in blue color. Okay, the rivers. And how about international boundary? International boundary, road and dot, bars and dot, bar and dot. So it is represented as such. Okay, if it you can find it in your textbook. So these signs are represented as such. So what is the use of it? To show the physical features of human-made things on a single map. The cartographers, they use these conventional signs and symbols for example. Okay, these are the symbols they show on the map. The boundaries of a country, or as I said, it's shown with a bar and a dot. See, it is important to show, even if at all you have you own your own house. You ask your parents to show their boundary, to show the map of your house. So it might be in some houses, they might be in this way. Okay, some might be in a correct rectangular shape. Some houses are somewhat in curved shape. Okay, even you people, your house where you are living, they also have their boundary lines. In the same way, the countries also have their boundary lines, which represents that their area is limited to that. Okay, that extent. So that is the reason on maps these symbols are used to show. And moving on to the colors. On maps, colors are used for representing different landforms. Okay. Different colors are used for different landforms. So, and water bodies. For water bodies, blue color is used. Blue indicates water. Blue color indicates water. And how about the plains? The plains areas, it is indicated by green color on the map, isn't it? When you have a look at the map or on the globe, from the space it looks like a complete blue planet. Okay, our Earth looks like a blue planet. So what is the reason? Even if you have an observation on the map or a globe, blue color represents water, and the landforms, the plains, represent the green color. and yellow or brown. What does it represent? They show the highlands. Highlands. Then deep brown color shows mountains. They indicate mountains. Fine. Then what does it help? A key or legend gives always given on a map to help us understand the symbols and colors. So that is the key, isn't it? One key, a certain box is given towards the left, on the top or the bottom. So it is written here, and the symbol is mentioned here. As I said, rivers, somewhat slope tilted, okay. And if at all, for an example, the hospital, you have that sign, plus sign for the hospital. If at all it is a zebra crossing, you have those bars, isn't it? So these all things on a map, there it is mentioned, okay. So it is called a key or a legend. So these help, every map has it, and they always help us to understand the symbols. So this is a wrap of your lesson. Hope you all understood.